Good morning, friends. This is Jennifer from Gardening with Dogs. I am standing in front of Sully's garden, and today I am going to attempt, it's so scary, but I want to cut back the Mystic Spires. It is growing too big, the center is splitting, and it's covering the other plants. Excuse me. So it definitely needs a haircut. So I'm going to try to cut it back to like 8. I'm going to keep some of the stems so there's flowers still on it, but I'm going to cut back in the middle where it splits to about 18 inches. So we'll see how that goes. But for me, I live in California, Northern California, Zone 9B, and the Mystic Spires for me is an evergreen. It blooms pretty much all year round. I don't ever recall it last year without any blooms on it. We have such a mild winter here, so we are pretty lucky with that. And this plant is massive. I actually have two here behind me. The one is smaller, and the one behind in the back area here, that one is huge. So that was the one that really needs to be cut back. But I also need to cut back the smaller one because it's falling on my plants. And my plants need some sun and some air circulation. And I normally don't like to do this time of year because it is going to be like 100 today. Right now it's in the 60s, so it's like super nice out now. But when we get into the hundreds, I don't like to trim back my plants or anything like that, but I really need to because of the other plants that are below it and that it's covering. So wish me luck, and hopefully, I'm sure it'll survive. I actually have no doubts. This plant is it's so vigorous and so happy here. It's just, I think it'll just keep growing. So anyway, let's go take a look at the Mystic Spires and I'll show you what I'm going to do here. Okay, so the Mystic Spires right in this point here, it is falling over. There is a plant, this is one plant, it's actually a little bit smaller, and it's falling. Like, these branches need to come off. I can't even get into the garden, so all this is going to have to be cut back, and then I'll be able to walk into the garden. So I'm going to cut this part about 18 inches down, and then maybe, depending on what it looks like, if there's yellowing leaves, I'll go in there and do that. So this is one plant, just this smaller. You can see it's a little bit shorter. I did get this a cut back a couple months ago. So this area is one plant, and then behind it, this here is the bigger one. Let me show you what that looks like. This here is the center crown, and you can see that it's splitting, that everything is top heavy and spreading all over. So what I need to do, if I can, because of the bees, I'm going to try to get in there and at least cut some of this back, because all this here, all this is leaning over my fence probably by about 2 feet, I would say. So we need to definitely give this a cut back because we can't even walk through this, even though I think it looks very pretty. But that is the crown, so I'm going to try to get in there, but I'm going to work on the smaller one first, and then on the, you know, you can't tell, and I'll show you from the other side, on the back side back here, way in the back, that is, all those plants are leaning down into my flowers that are below it, and into my lemon tree that you can't even see. You can see a little leaf right there. There's the lemon tree. So I'm going to go in there and cut that, and then come by and then do this part. But hopefully when I cut this back here, it'll pop it up and give it a little bit more life. So let's start with the smaller one so I can actually get into the garden. And yeah, a little scary. Oh, this branch is already broken. It's getting too top heavy. So I'm going to cut back. There's a lot of crossing branches, it looks like, down here. It'd be behind a healthy leaves. They're starting to, ooh. All right, that looks better. And then I went down in the center. There's a couple dead. This one looks like it's actually going to start to separate soon. I think it's going to break, so I'm going to cut this down also. Well, now this one's leaning. I guess they're all leaning, so I'm going to cut them all the way back. All this here was all Mystic Spires, so in that space there, I cut it all the way back. I did leave some here, and I may go back in and cut it because it is leaning on the Black-Eyed Susans a little bit, but I do like the coloring, so I may go in and do a little bit more trimming there, but I want to at least wait. I don't want to take off too much of the plant because you shouldn't cut off more of a third, and it is going to be in the hundreds. So I'm going to leave that for now. But I did go in here and trim back, though. I'm going to do more. I have to cut back some of the lamb's ear because this is where I cross through. I step over the little fence. There's actually a gate there, but it's covered by the cat mint. But I'm going to cut back some of the lamb's ear so I can step in onto my stepping stones. And then I need to go over here and trim the Mystic Spires. If you can see, it's coming up there. It's like really leaning in. There's like coneflowers and everything under there, and it's very hard to see. So I'm going to give those a cut back also. So let's go do that. So when I go through, I'm going to reach underneath and cut those. I'm going to cut the stem down about, the center's pretty far away. So for this, it's probably going to be like 2 feet. But at least, I mean, look, my coneflowers are not surviving here. This area is looking better already. So this whole side of Sully's garden is all cut back. You actually can see, I trimmed over here, you can actually see some of the flowers. Over here is the the hummingbird mint. And I think those plants and my coneflowers, it's down here, they're like dying, but there are some new buds on there. So that seems like it's happier. So now that I finished this side, so this was 1 plant, this is 2 plants. The second plant again is all this. So I'm gonna go through onto the opposite side and cut that back. But I think these plants will be happier. But I cut back as far as I could reach, and then when the leaves were, if I saw yellow leaves, I tried to cut those off also. And I pulled some of the, on the ground there was some yellowing leaves and some brown leaves, so I pulled those, I picked them up. You don't want to leave those leaves on there. So let's go look at the other side. This side is going to be a little bit harder, so I need to cut from the branches, but I also want to cut from the middle. So I think I'm going to start over here on this part that are really hanging over. And I'm going to cut a little bit just so I can get in there because I can't see. So I'll just cut some pieces off. I can definitely see the difference. See how all this was hanging off and it's no longer hanging off the side. I am going to do a little bit of trimming in here because I have penstemon down there and that needs to be cut back, and so this needs to be cut back a little bit too. But what I want to do is, this is the center and there are some thick stems in here. So I don't want to, but I'm going to cut the main, this really thick stem because it's top heavy and I'm dry, and it goes all the way out to here. And I think it'll definitely perk up. This is an old stem, so I'm gonna cut it to about here. Muscle. All right. All right, I just need to go in here and clean up the bottom and then, the dead leaves and the spent flowers. I went a little crazy. I ended up cutting all of this. As I was getting in there, I was seeing crossed stems. They're crossing over each other. And I wanted to make it more airy and, bloom and grow more evenly instead of like wild. So as you could see down there, look, I have little plants hidden in there. I did the best I could cleaning up the ground. The bees are like in my face, but this is the crown now. You actually can see, even though it's hard with the sunlight, you could see everything coming out, instead of crossing over. I mean, there's still maybe some small crossovers, but it's not too bad. And I tried to leave a portion of the plant intact. Let's see, I'm backing up. So, I mean, it's not the prettiest, but at least I still have the flowers. I ended up working a little bit over here, and then I went on the other side and did a little bit of cleanup. But it looks better. I think it'll grow better now that there's like some air circulating in there. The ground is clean, and I cut off, I think I got most of the dead stems, the flowers on it. So this is a job well done. And now that I have some space in here, I'm not going to do it today because it's starting to get warm and I can't see, the sun is so bright, it's starting to brighten this area, but I'll be able to work in here now and do some clean, to thin out the lamb's ear, deadhead the Shasta daisies. And then hopefully the zinnias will be happier and they'll be able to grow up right. But you can see now, this was all this up to like here was Mystic Spires. Oh, there's a leaf I gotta pull. It looks like it's gonna fall off. But yeah, it looks better. So much better. Whew. And there's some more, and I gotta do a lot of sweeping. It doesn't self-seed that I've ever noticed, but it sure drops a lot of seeds. I don't know if it's, you know, if that's Mystic Spires or if it's this variety, but it definitely doesn't self-seed. So I'm grateful for that. Fill in. So we'll take a look at this in about, I would say about 2 to 3 weeks, and we'll see how it's growing. But it looks so much better, so much better. But job well done. Whoo-wee, I'm a hot mess. Look at my hair. It was sticking my head into that Mystic Spires. It's like everywhere. My hair clip and everything came out. But the last thing I want to do, it's an easy day. I pull the potatoes out. So we'll see if I can get the potatoes out of here, but Stashi is sticking his head in the bag, so I don't know if I'm going to be able to, but let's give it a try. So these potatoes are past their prime, I think. They're just, I mean, you normally can tell when the potatoes are done is when the leaves start looking like they're dying, and that's usually when it's ready. And so I'm going to go through, let's see, maybe I can pull this down. I have these growing in a grow bag. We put these in here on St. Patrick's weekend, I think around that time frame. So let me bring that down a little bit more. All right, so so I'm gonna pull. Normally I just dump this. All right, there's stem. So I think we're gonna have to go in here and dig. You know what, I have the lemon tree behind me. I'll just put the soil there. I pulled out all the dirt and put it in with the lemon tree, and I do have some potatoes in there. They are Butterball, or German Butterball, I believe they're called. So I do have, I had 3 plants in here, so I expected more potatoes. But I got enough for dinner, so I guess tonight we're having chicken with potatoes. So I did get a few. I probably, like I said, 3 plants, and I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then when I look down in here, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Not very many. I got 12 potatoes out of 3 plants. I don't know if it's the grow bag. I don't know if it's the growing condition, but I got some potatoes, so that's nice. And it was fun to watch them grow. But I think the other ones I guess they just didn't produce. We also got these potatoes. There weren't very many left, so these weren't the greatest looking seed potatoes when I put them in. But they will do. So that's kind of fun. So now I know I'm having chicken with potatoes tonight for dinner. But yeah, I mean, growing them in a grow bag saves space. Well, friends, that is it for today. It's a short day. I got to go and water the plants. It's supposed to be 100, so there's not a lot I can do in the garden. I'm just trying to do maintenance. But I wanted to show you, I know my bowl is dirty, but these are all the potatoes that I got. 3 plants, so I'm a little disappointed, but Oh, that's okay. These will probably taste good, and I'll have these for dinner. And I still have some left from the last time we pulled potatoes. And just the store potatoes, just let you know if you grow them, leave the dirt on them. I mean, you can brush this off, obviously, with like a paper towel. I just stuck it in here from the garden. And store it. I store mine in a Trader Joe paper bag, but a paper bag, and you can poke little holes in it so it gets a little bit of air, but you want to keep it dark. And your potatoes should last quite a bit. That's what I do with my potatoes. I just leave the dirt on them and stick them in a paper bag and put them in my pantry. But there's my potatoes. And so, yeah, so that's it. August is a funny month in the garden. Some things are still going, some things are starting to fizzle out, and the Mystic Spires just got overgrown. So I'm glad that we cut that back. I know it's not an exciting day, but like I said, August, this is the month to kind of, the dog days of summer, to sit back and relax, and not a lot you can do in this heat. Just trying to keep your plants alive from this. I think we're hundreds, I think, all this coming week. I haven't checked. And then the following week I'm on vacation, so yay! So maybe we'll do some field trips or something to then. All right, guys, that's it. I'll talk to you later. Bye!